Hello and welcome. We are back on the Edit Undo show, but this time we are at UX South Africa. And first on the list, we have a very special guest. Alex, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
And welcome to this event. I think it's been a cool one. This is technically day 2. Yesterday was workshops. But you kicked off with the first talk. So what were you talking about today?
So I was talking about design leadership in a post-COVID world. So I think, over the last, it's got 2.5 years, the way we manage has changed. And now going forward, working from home is a thing that's with us forever, basically.
Yeah.
And how does design leadership now need to evolve with this new information in this new world?
Yeah.
Because we can't go back to how we're doing things before.
That's true. It's sort of like we've looked behind the curtain of what's that? The Golden Brick Road thing.
Oh, Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, exactly.
Yeah.
We've looked behind the curtain now. Okay, well, I mean, for those who don't necessarily know you yet, they might be wondering why you're talking about design leadership. So what do you do on the day-to-day when you're not speaking at conferences?
Okay, so I head up design at Absa. The team is 194. And process engineers, designers, UX, UI, service design, design ops. So I manage the team. Obviously, I don't do so much design myself. I'm mostly reviewing, supporting the team, asking them some tough questions.
Yeah.
And then collaborating with HR to create a good work environment.
Okay.
Lots of meetings. They're interesting, one of them.
Yeah. And that's the thing about meetings. They're sort of like either an opportunity for people to come together and solve problems or to just throw your time away.
Yeah, but generally, I don't go to meetings that are time wasting.
Fair enough. Okay, and so now I know you can't necessarily compress the talk into a couple of minutes, but what would you say is the main, maybe 1 or 2 takeaways from what you're sharing today for those who are kind of like listening to this post the event? What are the biggest takeaways that you wanted to pass on?
I think for me, like now working from home, people are inviting companies into the home. I think it's really important that as design leaders and managers that we respect that they've invited us into the home.
Yeah.
And we make sure that the work environment is family friendly.
Yeah.
In terms of work hours, in terms of pressure, in terms of how they're treated and the stress. I think that's the first thing. And then I think the other thing is also about creating a safe and sustainable team in the sense that you want the team that will endure, so that the children of people working in your team would want to one day work for your team. And for me, that's a really good lens. If the kids of my team don't want to join my team as their dream, it means something's not right.
Yeah.
They should see their parent excited to go to work and want to share that excitement.
That's a high bar.
Yeah,
that's a very high bar.
Aim for the moon.
Fair enough, and hopefully you'll shoot for the stars and
get the moon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
if you aim for the moon, maybe you'll get some dirt in the desert somewhere.
Fair enough. All right, and then so tell me a little bit about what the preparation to this has been like. So every speaker kind of has got their own way, has got their own approach to kind of dealing with this. Some of them, like myself, tend to leave things slightly closer than they should. Others like to do a whole lot of preparation. What has that experience been like?
For me, I've never been a do the talk, write the slides, that word for word, memorize. That's not me. So I usually do a loose structure and then I ponder on it for weeks. And then at the last minute, I put together slides. What has been challenging is I've had to submit slides, for PR review before. So that means I didn't have as much time to do lastminute.com. But usually, I like to have a rough idea. Yeah. And then on the day, let it flow. So I think it's also good for it to be natural. It shouldn't seem like it's canned. And I guess a lot of the places where I can write a thing word for word, memorize it, and then make it seem natural. So I do shoot from the hip to some degree.
Yeah.
But I like it that way.
Right. And one last thing that would be cool to hear a little bit about for those listening. What is one thing for a person, let's say, coming into this industry of user experience design or product in general, actually? What would you maybe want to tell them on this journey, especially at the beginning stages of their journey?
So I think it's really important that you read a lot because there's many really good books out there that will accelerate your development. I can see in my own career, I can see a significant change and how quickly I grew from when I started reading to beforehand. And these days, there's also audiobooks and digital books, so you can really
Yeah.
work it into your schedule. Maybe if you do the school run, you listen to an audiobook on the way there, or maybe when you're in the line at Woolies, you read a few pages.
Yeah.
Or I take the train, so I can read on the train. So I think reading really expands your mind. And it's almost like having a mentor who you never would otherwise have access to.
Yeah.
And I also generally find that, with videos are usually very, to some degree, shallow, because in an hour you can't explain a lot about a topic, right? So a book can really go into depth because you have the time to digest it. So I think, for me, and I can see in the people in my team and people I've mentored, those who build a reading habit, definitely pull ahead of the others.
Yeah. I have to say, in my experience, even the time before and after my audiobook craze, like you can feel the difference, even in the way you talk to people, because as people sort of engage with you, sort of ideas that you maybe don't have top of mind, but that are in the back of your head, sort of come to the forefront when the situation sort of presents itself.
Yeah, and I guess, if you're starting out as a manager, I'd say Making of a Manager is a really good one. And if you're in UX, About Face.
About Face.
Yeah, really excellent. So for me, those are like my two go-to books that I recommend to everybody. So definitely worth the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You hear that, guys? So that's About Face and Making of a Manager. Definitely look out for those. Alex, thank you so much for your time. I know you've got a busy schedule. And have a good day further.
Thanks for having me. Cheers, man.
Cheers.